Hello, everyone. Welcome to the LSC Transfer Room. I hope everyone had a brilliant Christmas and are going to have a brilliant New Year this weekend coming up. Top of the league. Right now, we are top of the league because the Arsenal game has yet to kick off in a few minutes' time. But currently, we are top of the league. And what a perfect position to enter the new year in. Whether top or second, the chance for the title, chance for 20 times Manchester United, we here for a long time. It's that close to not being 2020 times Manchester United. It could be Liverpool as well and taking over that mantle. Tonight, boys, I'm glad you've joined me tonight. But Alan, I know it's a late call up. But thank you very much for coming on. Alan, how are you first and foremost?
I'm good, mate. I'm very good. Good Christmas. Feel normal already. My wife's took down the decorations. They're all locked away for next year. Kids are already in bed, so it's all good. And now it's all football now. So looking forward to Monday. Whatever night Newcastle game is, whatever night that is. I think it's Monday. Night. Monday. Yeah. So looking forward to football. I'm gonna watch the Arsenal game later on. Hopefully, see West Ham get something. And keep us top of the table going to the new year. But even if Arsenal win, I'm delighted where we are.
Mentia, I don't know what the coverage is like over there, but for once, we're actually seeing football on TV every single night over here, which is nice to see. It's the Christmas period. This is what the Christmas period is about for people that watch football every single night on TV. Mentia, how are you doing, mate?
I'm good. Thanks for asking, man. Merry Christmas to you guys and everyone that's watching. Yeah, super excited to be back in the season. Good positioning. But yeah, just excited to talk about some football with you guys.
Kings, how about you? Did you have a nice Christmas?
Yeah, I had a good Christmas, mate. I hope everybody else did who listens and subscribes, etc. Yeah, it wasn't too bad at all. It's just now catching your tail afterwards after all the madness, isn't it? But yeah, just getting ready for New Year now, and then and extra games, and then
I do know that everyone does struggle to know what day is the week between Christmas and New Year, but it is a Thursday, because that's why I'm here. It is a Thursday for everyone that doesn't know. Helen, I already put something in the chat before we came on. Happy holidays. Just saw two reindeer in the garden. Not sure if it's a sign or not, but Santa Claus is still around. Or sign of a Christmas miracle from FSG. Sign of play in January. That is one to be proven yet, Helen, I'm afraid. It would be a Christmas miracle to get in a player in January without having to let anyone else move for him or selling anyone, if I'm honest. So let's see if we can. And we're going to start with that tonight. And the main topic tonight in terms of transfers is Goncalo Inacio, who has been on the lips of many, many Liverpool fans in the last few weeks and the last few days, especially Stephen in our chat, who I think if we do sign him, we'll need a new pair of boxers. Goncalo Inacio, boys. According to Correio de Manha, which is a Portuguese outlet, Mente, it's inevitable that he leaves in January. Arsenal and Liverpool battling out for him. Do Liverpool make that move, do you reckon?
I personally don't think we're going to make the move for him. I get it just makes sense, but with the emergence of Kwanzaa, I just feel like in order not to hinder his development, there's no need to get another center back. I just do see us getting a left back. I see we're tied to Anthony Robinson, but I feel like that's more likely rather than Inacio.
Alan, do you agree? Do you see Quanta as that right-hand side backup? And maybe
I think Quanta's having a great season. And, you know, you would have thought at the start of the season, you would have said, oh, yeah, he's going to be the guy who comes in. But I would go and buy this kid because I do think we do need as many good players because Matip's gone. I don't mean in terms of season's over, so he's not going to come back and play. Konate's inconsistent when it comes to injuries. You only then need to go one more injury, and then you're back to where we were a couple of seasons ago with the Phillips and Reece Williams of the world. So I'm all for trying to get another top centre off, and in a way, for me, try and future-proof ourselves a little bit. Get players in here at a young age for defenders anyway, and let them learn, especially while Virgil's there. Try and learn off the best and try and get a good understanding of how he wants us to play. And obviously, dip him into games here and there. And if he's ready to play. But I would like to sign a centre half because I'm worried, especially with our left back situation. I think Gomez is going to play more full back than centre half. So really, it feels like we've only really got 3 centre halves available at the moment, and that's my concern. So I would like to see us maybe go and buy someone who can maybe cover, like Gomez can, full back and centre half as well.
Kings, would it be stupid to go in the rest of the season, obviously with a Matip injury? But there was talk about people wanting a centre back anyway, a couple of centre backs before next season. Matip's going to end up leaving at some point, and Gomez is injury prone, Konate is injury prone. Would it be naive to go then the rest of the season with the centre back the centre back options we have right now?
I do think if we remember back a couple of years, or 2 or 3 years, we were a bit naive, and unfortunately for us, I think we spoke about it last Thursday actually, Damon, about with the FSG situation, that they're unlikely to invest because that's just the way they are. And a couple of years ago, remember, we had to go back for, was it the guy from Preston? And we had to do emergency signings in January because we thought, we'll be okay. And then obviously got caught out with our defence. And so I think Liverpool have been naive before. And if they go for this lad, I mean, he's only 22, as Alan said. He can cover a couple of positions. So he's got resale value in the future. And that's what FSG like to look at as well. I mean, I think he's played about 145, 150 games already. So it's like he's got experience. It's just obviously not in the Premier League. So I think it'd be a decent investment. But do I think FSG are going to go for him? No, probably not.
It would, I agree with it. I think it would be a wise investment in case it doesn't work out, and it will be probably either similar amount of money or more maybe in the future. But again, it's just the ambition off the pitch from FSG. If they are willing to give Klopp every bit of tool that he needs to go win this Premier League, because we're in the perfect position to do so. But if he's left short, then the chances are we're not going to do it, and it's a shame really that it comes to that. Don't know if you read, but the Liverpool Echo have reported that Liverpool aren't interested in getting any new left back, but continues with Gomez as a solution. Well, that's what it is. It's always people out of position to cover the lack of invest. I mean, we saw it again when Keane just mentioned Kabak coming in and Davis coming in. We were happy to go with Fabinho and Enzo at centre back. We were happy. We knew we had all these centre backs out in December. We were happy to go with them, and we ended up going for Kabak and Davis because Fabinho got injured then. So we were happy to keep players out of position. We're happy to go this season with Mack at number 6. So it tells you everything you need to know regarding that. I'm just glad Endo stepped up a little bit because it's allowed us to have a proper 6 there and get the best out of everyone else. I just worry about Endo's level, keeping that sustained level and that physicality in the Premier League. Mented, is there anyone else out there? Unless that's centre back. Also, there's Nkape, but according to Kicker, that Alonso has put a block on Nkape, even in going anywhere away from the Leverkusen. Also, that would be a summer sort of thing anyway with Nkape because the Leverkusen are playing right now. There's pointless in moving away. Is there any other centre backs out there that catch your eye?
If I had to choose one, I know Liverpool been scouting, Benfica a lot. There's that 19-year-old Anton Silva. If we're investing for the future, he's like 19. I know he has like a release clause around 77 million. I think if we're building for the future, he is probably one of the best prospects to have. Even though he's right-footed, he could play on the left side as well. Very versatile. Very similar to like Bastoni maybe. But yeah, you could go for Bastoni as well because Inter is having their financial crisis right now. So anyone in terms of like that would be fine as long as they're, below 24. I feel like would be a good reach. Yeah, I think he's out. What you think, Alan? Got any thoughts?
Well, I don't know those players. Some of the players I'm more English-based rather than anything European. If I could choose a player, I would never get him. But I do really like the guy from Everton, Brantwaite.
Okay.
I think he's going to be a top centre half, and I think he'll end up at somewhere like City or something like that. I think he's big, he's strong, he reads the game so well. I generally do think he's going to be a really, really top centre half. Just don't know whether we will end up buying him because Everton won't sell. If he'd have been, so let's look at what Everton are on the table and equate that to say being say a Fulham or a West Ham as an argument. If he played for one of those teams, I'd be saying Liverpool, go and get him. Whatever he wants, go and get him. Because he's, I genuinely think he could be the best defender in the league in the next 10 years. I genuinely believe he's that good. Because he's just got the size, the speed, the skill set. So fortunately, he plays for the Blues. I don't see him coming to Liverpool, but he would be the one, if I could choose, be the one I'd go for.
Boys, can you hear me? I'm so sorry for this.
That's okay.
Yeah, we can hear
Power
you.
has gone out. The lightning has took all the power out.
Oh, that's crazy.
Right.
Oh, we can carry on till the lightning goes past.
That's a bit mad. Mad timing.
Aye. So I did. Obviously,
it's a bit crazy in here. I do apologise for that. The power has gone off.
You're all right.
All
The
good.
lightning has took the power off. I've told someone to take over me if they can. The lightning has took the power off. It's just complete darkness right now.
Okay.
Is it okay if someone takes over for now?
Okay, yeah. We'll mumble on between the three of us.
Thank you, boys.
We'll carry on, don't worry.
Yeah, we'll carry on.
I'll sort it out.
So, do you have anyone that you like, Kings, at all?
Well, funny enough, I was going to say that you obviously mentioned this guy at Everton, and I think he would be a class signing, but it's just because of where he plays. It's never going to. I can't say never. You never say never in football, obviously, but I can't see it happening. It's a very difficult one to, especially nowadays, because years ago, yes, I know, like Beasley's played for both sides, and so has Nick Barmby, etc. I'm not pinning this on Everton, but it seems to be a lot more hostile nowadays. It used to be, as you would know, being a season ticket holder, you used to have Reds and Blues together. And you don't see that virtually at all now.
No.
So it's become, whether it's because Liverpool have gone on to be successful, especially in the last few years, but they've just seemed to have pulled in a different direction to Everton. So that means I just think the city's been properly split. Like, I suppose, like Manchester is blue and red. This is down the, it's down the middle kind of thing. Now it is more, no, we don't want you to share, the stands with us or anything. It's always separate. And I just can't see them agreeing to sell a player to Liverpool. It's just not going to happen.
No, I don't think they would sell. But I said, I'm not seeing much of this Porto lad. Have you guys seen him at all? Like any highlights of this Porto player? The Lisbon player, sorry. Inacio.
Inacio, yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
He'd obviously fit in the system very well. He's been scoring recently as well. His passing is great. Like, he passes over, so it'll go straight from the back to like Lucho, or like he could just switch it as well. Very good player. I don't mind it, but this just FSG in that 52 million pound price tag.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing with like the FSG stuff, although I'm like yourself, Menti, in terms of they don't always pay up. But I think sometimes when I can't get away from the fact that you try to spend 115 million on Caicedo. So there's money in the pot. And as much as sometimes FSG get a bit of a blame for things, I think sometimes Klopp wants a particular player, and that's who he wants, that's who he gets. And remember a couple of years ago before we signed Van Dijk, we were desperate for centre off. And he said, well, I'm happy with the guys I've got. At the time, it was Lovren and Matip and whoever else, because he wanted Van Dijk. He didn't want to get a second choice. He wanted his first choice. Now, if this lad from Lisbon is the one Klopp wants, where's the £150 million gone? Why can't he say, well, give me 50 million of that? And he's the one he wants. I can't see him, if he says to them, he's the one I want for the future. Why would they say no? I don't know.
No, I get
That's
it.
just my opinion. I don't know. I don't know one would be, really.
I'll be honest with you guys. I do think the money's there. And I'm just hang on 2 seconds. Sorry about that. I do think that the money is there. It's just whether FSG will sanction us,
Yeah.
It always, and it's true what you've just said, Alan, about Klopp. He wants particular players, and he will wait. I mean, the rumor is obviously they're not going to go for as we've seen, in the chat here, that he's not going to go for anybody in January for left back. He will wait for Robinson, who's apparently back in January anyway at some point. So he's probably going to be like, let's just tide it over. We don't need to spend there, because I know Simicast is now out, but that threw a spanner in the works, obviously, the other day.
Yeah.
I think he's going to look at it and just be like, right, we can hold out with players there temporarily, and then we can spend somewhere else. Whether we get a defender in or a number 6 that myself and Damon and a few others have chatted about over the last few weeks remains to be seen. I think the money is there. It's just whether they will actually spend it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what they're gonna do is, me personally, just because usually in January they get 1 or 2 players. I don't see us making a big signing in terms of the 6, because you're seeing it's working with Endo, right? For now.
Yeah.
And Bajcetic is going to come back. Thiago is going to come back.
Yeah.
I really don't see that making their priority until summer. And as well as for center back, we got to realize that Gomez is a center back first. If they could get a left back first, who's like, if you look at the stats for Tsimikas versus Robinson, they literally do the same exact thing, except Robinson is faster. He's better than him at shooting. He's better than him at possessions, and he's way better than him at defending. I'm a USA fan, so I'd be watching him play, and he's like, I watched an interview of him talking. He said the World Cup's here in 2026. He's literally motivated. He's just talking about how he's going to play his best football just to try to be in that team. Fulham did give him an extension because he's very good at it. In terms of tactics and being situationally aware, he's one of the best. He is a very good player. So I could see them going for him just because he fits our profile. But what do you guys think?
Well, I thought at the Anfield game when we played Fulham, we won 4-3. I thought he was probably one of the best players I've seen mark against Mo for a long time. And I was really, really impressed with him. He got forward well. He got back well. He was quite strong, because Salah's a very strong player. He holds people off.
Yep.
And I thought he did a really good job with him. And I kind of had him down as maybe one earmarked as a possible. I don't know how old is Robinson? How old is he?
He's 26.
26. So he's still a decent age. Again, I know Simicast not long signed a new contract, but that was more to secure his value rather than, I think, a long-term investment. So I don't see why he might not go for him. I think he's good enough. But again, I think when Robertson's back, which hopefully is mid-January, he would then become the main guy again. And will Robinson, I have to be very careful, get the right one. Will Robinson then want to be back up to Robertson knowing full well he won't be in the team if Robertson's fully fit? That's the only thing.
What, just going to change slightly, lads, the discussion with Endo at number 6. Now, over the last few weeks, we've done this a few times, and I think he's starting to come into his own. But isn't he off in January to pass review for about, 4 or 6 weeks maybe? Same as Salah, he's going to disappear. It's like, what are we going to do in that position then? Because we've only got, obviously, McAllister coming back. So is there anybody you can think of we're gonna do something there maybe instead?
I don't know. I think, like you said before, Kings, it might be a case of, well, we'll get by with what we've got. I think, again, if the fullbacks hadn't been injured, you could have possibly maybe seen Trent go in there, potentially. But now you can't. Would he go and trust one of, a Luke Chambers youngster? I don't know. Now, the only thing we've got is, I think the two, Salah and Endo, were available for Newcastle. And after Newcastle then kicks in. So Arsenal in the cup, although you want to go and win, I'm not overly fussed. I'd rather keep ourselves in the league. Fulham home and away in the League Cup. I expect us to do well there, regardless of what team we put out. Then we play Bournemouth away on the 21st. Chelsea and then Arsenal. So just 3 league games that they could miss, depending on how well they do. So I think it's going to be a case of, by then, will Thiago be back for those 3 games potentially?
Well, it does seem that
he's not on number 6, is he? But he can play there. He can dictate the game from that position.
Yeah. I mean, Menti, would you play Thiago down, at the back end like that?
Yeah, if he's healthy, I see the coaches more or less just choosing Bajcetic or Thiago, just because they've been with the team a lot. We've seen what Bajcetic could do last year. If they're injury free, I don't see them getting anyone, just because you could just put these guys in. You could still see Klopp using Maka in the six, even though his best position is left center mid. But I just think Klopp has so much faith in Bajcetic that I could see him playing, or Thiago. I hope they're healthy, but I don't know with FSG. I really don't.
It's one of these things. I know in the chat that we had before we came live on air that Damon was going to talk about the title race, so we can kind of morph into that. You know, if we're going to lose players in January, I know Alan, you've reeled off the games they are. Is this going to have a significant impact on us in the title race? Do you think? Because we're obviously in a very healthy position at the moment.
Yeah, quite possibly. Salah's obviously the big miss because
Yeah,
you kind of can't replace him. That's first and foremost. Are we good enough to beat Bournemouth without Salah? Yeah, I think we are. Chelsea at home, I think we can win. The key game is Arsenal away in the league. That's the one. If you offer me a draw now, I'd shake hands. Say thank you very much. I'll take that. It's one of those ones. It kind of come at a good time. It's not like the Christmas time where there's like 9 games. It literally might just be 3.
yeah,
And I think Salah's the big miss, but you kind of open, Jota being back. I think he's not Salah, but he scores very important goals. I'm just kind of hoping that we can literally just get through that period, get Salah back mid-February, and then go off and deal with it. But yeah, I think it'll be tough. But I don't see why we can't. I have faith in the team and the squad.
Well, we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, players disappearing for a little bit will keep us just ticking over enough that we can stay in touch with. Because don't write off Man City, obviously, as well. And Arsenal, if we can get some points there, we'll be doing really well. But we'll see how it goes. I've got to obviously apologise for Damon going off. He's had some technical difficulties, and it's just one of them things. So Alan, Menti, and myself are obviously just trying to see if he can get back online. I'm not sure it's going to happen, to be honest. But
no, I think it's ended now, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, this is it. So, I mean,
Okay.
it's been good to chat as much as we have, lads. But hopefully we'll be back on again soon.
It was nice to speak to you guys. Really was. Speak to you soon.
Yeah.
Up the Reds.